Hi guys, it's Kyarko here, back with another speed build. This is a speed build of a yoga retreat, and this is a yoga retreat that's pretty much out in the middle of nowhere. It's kind of like a little camping experience, I would say. Definitely a bougie retreat for sure. This isn't really based on anything real. Kind of is. Like, I've heard of things like this. I just mean it's not based on any real experience that I've had. This is definitely very, very bougie, and I've never been on a trip like this. I have heard of trips like this, mainly in TV shows. I don't have, friends who are rich enough to do this kind of thing, but I imagine that this exists, I think. Let me know if you have ever been on a retreat like this, or have heard of a retreat like this, or just know what I'm talking about in general, just so I know that I'm not crazy and making all this up in my brain. But I'm pretty sure something like this exists, where it's you basically book a tent or something for maybe a weekend or a week or just a certain period of short time, and then you go to this retreat and you stay in the tent, and there's food and activities and you do yoga and stuff. I don't know. But I wanted to do a build that was outdoor based, and I wanted to do something that was very pretty and flowery and had a lot of nature in it, and I was like, what would be really relaxing is yoga out in the middle of the woods. So here's my interpretation of a yoga retreat in Granite Falls. So let me know what you think of this. Let me know if you'd be interested in going to this retreat. If this looks like a pretty retreat that you would have fun at, something like that, let me know. But here I am just setting up the tents. So these medium-sized purple ones are probably the average tier ones that you pay a normal price for. And then these bigger pink ones on the side are probably the more exclusive, expensive tents. And then the little triangle ones on the side are the cheapest, I imagine. You can see they're probably single person, smaller tents for that kind of thing. And then there's a big pink tent that's kind of hidden by a tree right now, but that one is for the people who run this place, I don't know if you call them counselors, but the people in charge would sleep in that big one over there. So I was thinking about different tiers, obviously, because I didn't think that there'd be a bunch of the same tents. I thought that maybe there'd be different price packages that you could pay for, and then it would result in different tent sizes and different access to different yoga classes and exclusivity and stuff like that. If I went on something like this, I'd probably have to pay for the tiny little triangle tent. Looks cute, no. But here I'm just setting up, this is a general little hangout area, maybe a meeting area, something like that. Just a place for people to sit down and chat. And then there's all those lanterns there. I just thought that would be nice for decor. Nice little chill vibe. Very, very flowery and pretty. And then under this tent here, which I basically did not add any support system for, I realize now. As you can see, the tent has a little thing above it where it's supposed to hang from that rope, but I just kind of forgot. So it's basically hanging suspended midair by nothing. So just use your imagination, pretend that there's something holding it up there. Inside on this tent is a desk, and I kind of imagine that this is a little mini check-in area. There's a main check-in area later, but this is a side check-in area where they'll show you where your tent is and just give you the rundown of the rules and the campsite and where everything is, etc., etc. So this is just a little information area, basically. So I imagine that this is where someone who works here can hang out in the background, in the back of the tent. They can also take a break, maybe. I put little benches in there for them to sit down in, and yeah. And then over here is just a little bench I set up just for people to sit down and wait, if there's a line, or just to basically sit down. You can see there's a lot of candles everywhere. I kind of imagine that maybe part of this retreat is, the people are selling candles is part of it. They're secretly trying to hawk candles out of this, because there's so many candles everywhere. Either that, or it's just a very specific design choice on their part to have candles everywhere, but I think maybe it's them trying to hawk candles. But here I am just setting up the bathroom. You can head to the bathroom through a back path there. That was really hard for me to get out those words. I don't know why. But basically you can walk through the back path, and then there's the bathroom area over here. And I kind of made the bathroom area a little bit bougie. You'll see in a second. It actually ends up looking pretty nice. Also, as for this pathway, I end up repainting over it a little bit with a different texture, so it's not going to end up looking like this white broken path. It'll have more of a, yeah, here I am doing it now. I put some stones down just so it looks more planned, a little bit more green, just it fits the aesthetic a little bit more. Also, when you're looking at the screenshots later, if the floors don't match exactly, it's because when I went to take my screenshots, for some reason, like my dirt paths just like didn't save. Everything else saved, but like my terrain painting did not, so I had to redo all my terrain painting for the screenshots. I didn't make any new choices, it was always the same paint and stuff like that. But if anything looks a little bit different in these screenshots, that is why. But here I'm setting up the bathroom area. I put a little locker area here so that they could have a place to store, you know, toiletries, towels, extra clothes, things like that. Just like, you know, storage locker. I feel like that's pretty standard to have it something like this. A little table with some towels on it, and then they can throw the towels in like the little basket there. And then I put some benches over here so people can wait for the bathroom, which I also imagine is like a bathroom shower combo is what I imagine, so people would also take showers here. I chose these particular bathroom stall things because I figured that's kind of what it would look like in a national park or like in an outdoor area. They'd probably have bathrooms that look like this because I didn't want like the retreat to like build their own bathrooms. I imagine they would like rent a park space and like set up their whole campsite. So these bathrooms would belong to like the park is what I imagined. Or, you know, what the campsite or whatever you would call this area. Put some mirrors behind these benches, make a little bit more of a vibe, if you feel me. And then I'm just gonna put down, let's see, some slippers. You'll see these pink slippers everywhere. I imagine they're like complimentary slippers they give you, and then like all the people who attend this yoga retreat just wear these slippers everywhere. And then I set up a little sink station over here so people don't have to wait to use the bathroom to like brush their teeth and stuff. They can just go to the sink station. I made them pink because pink is a huge color part of this. It's a huge part of this color palette is pink. I was really going for like pastels and like kind of like fairy forest, you know, kind of vibes, if you feel me. And then putting down more decorations, towels, obviously candles, some soap, more towels, and then some flowers. Putting some trash cans underneath this bathroom, or this sink, and then I'm just gonna put in, ooh, what am I doing? Okay, I'm just gonna put in more paths just to, you know, start doing my paths. And then I put like a big old pond over here. I know it's a pool, but I always use the pool tool to make ponds instead of the fountain tool. And that's just because I feel like you get more control over like the walls on the inside, and there's more options for the water. So I just usually use the pool tool whenever I'm doing anything like any sort of water feature. So I just kind of made this little lily pond. I don't really think it has any significant purpose in like how the yoga retreat runs. I don't think you would swim in this. I think it's just like a decorative aspect. You know, like a calming, relaxing place. Like maybe, I don't know, maybe you can like meditate by here, something like that. But I just figured, you know, a little water feature would be nice. Especially with these lily pads that have like little pink flowers that match my color scheme. But here I'm putting in more paths. Let's see, what am I doing now? Figuring out, yeah, people would come through this path over there. I kind of figured that this place would be a little bit far away from the parking lot, just to be, you know, its own little natural space. Like I feel like this place would try to distance itself as much as possible from, quote unquote, like the outside world, I guess. Like they would try to be away from, you know, the cars and the noise and the bustle of like the, you know, everyday life. It'd be more like I said, it's a retreat, right? So it's supposed to be away from all that stuff. So it'd be a little bit of a hike from any sort of parking lot or something like that. This is the main check-in spot, so after you finish the hike, this is where you come upon to, you know, get your badges, just check in, get a map or something like that, and then you would head over to the smaller check-in site to get your tent, stuff like that. And then I'm just gonna, let's see, put some signs down, I believe. Yeah, a little sign there that's just like a main, like, oh, you're here, welcome sign. And then I'm gonna put in these little directional signs so that people can, you know, navigate this place easier. And then I'm just gonna put in more terrain stuff, little path. And then I'm just gonna cover all these empty gaps with plants, because I imagine that this is a very plant heavy place. And I put that tree down with the lantern so you could walk under the lantern tree as you're coming up to the campsite, because I figured that'd be very pretty and nice. And then this path leads to where is going to be like our main yoga area, after I put down these benches. And here I'm building the main yoga area. It's like an open concept building kind of deal. You'll see what I mean in a second. It took me a sec to get what I was going for with the architecture. But here I'm putting down these, I don't know what you call these, like canopies, I guess. They're just kind of like roof sections with like a open, close, I don't know, features. I don't know what you would call this. It's like a canopy, basically. But here I'm just adjusting that. You'll see, like, it's hard for me to explain what I'm doing until it's done, but you can see it's like half roof, half canopy kind of thing, kind of deal, if you guys get what I'm going for. Yeah, let's see. It'll be very clear in like a second. Like, you can see kind of now, like it's open, and then on the inside you just like walk back to the inside and it's still like open. There'll be a closed off office space inside of this in a second. But here I'm putting the door, and that's gonna lead to the closed off office space. But in general, it's gonna look like where there's this open space and then like a office space in the back. That was a terrible explanation. You'll see in a second. But here I'm putting in windows, little slats in the wall, stuff like that. So I separated the, not inside part, but the walled part with a little platform. So I figured that people would be doing yoga on the lower part of the platform, and then at the higher part of the platform is where the instructor would be, or just maybe more yoga people, stuff like that. Honestly, I don't even do yoga, so this is super ill-informed. I tried doing yoga for a little bit, and I enjoyed it. I just, you know, I'm not very good at like keeping habits like that, so I just kind of dropped off of it, but I'd like to get back into it. Do any of you do yoga, or what is your exercise of choice if you have one, or, you know, sport of choice? Let me know, because I definitely do not exercise enough, and I definitely need to start doing that a little bit more. I do bike, that's probably my thing, is biking, but I do like yoga, just conceptually, the idea of being able to relax and exercise in my home, because for me, biking, I have to go out, and when there's terrible weather, it just kind of sucks, so it'd be nice to actually like learn how to do yoga in my own home and just be able to, I don't know, exercise in that way. Anyways, that's my yoga spiel. Over here, I'm setting up a little other area. I'm not done with the main yoga building yet, but just starting to set up the other area where there will be like a little campfire area, because I feel like they would also need a space where at night they'd have like little maybe talks or chill out time or something like that. So they need a more like quiet community area, and I thought that a campfire would be a perfect place for that. So I'm setting that up over here. Gonna put some pillows on the ground here, so they could chill on this carpet. By the fire, I feel like that'd be really nice. And then I'm just gonna put in, let's see, more candles, obviously. This place is full of fire hazards, honestly. Like, having like random candles on the floor in a forest is so dangerous, but we're just gonna ignore that because aesthetic. This is like a little mini yoga area, so that people can do yoga here too. So maybe there'll be like 2 simultaneous yoga things running like here and in the main building. Putting like down towels, other things that I thought that people would have by them while they were doing this. You'll see in a second I put down some slippers, because everyone has these little pink slippers here. And then in this corner over here, I'm just gonna put down a table with more towels. Realistically, this table would probably have like water and drinks on it for people, but I couldn't find anything in my custom content that looked good for that. So just put down towels and like a little book of information. And then over here, I thought about putting plants, but I ended up just putting down some benches over here. And mainly that's because the plants couldn't get close enough to the building without having like a leveled issue, but you know, that's another story. But here I'm setting up the back office space. So this is where the people who run the retreat do like actual work, where they sit down and do like, you know, money work or legal work or just anything like that. So this is just like their office space. So this is not meant for guests at all. But this is a really nice little setup. Definitely very cute. This would be such a cute little office space. Putting in some cabinets, laptops, just making it seem office-y, like people, you know, work here. I don't know how many people run this place. I didn't really, you know, I mean, there's only like one main tent for them, so probably like 2 or 3 people. Maybe 4 if 4 could squeeze in that tiny tent. But you know, it's definitely a small business. Not a lot of people are here. Putting in a plant, just decorating the shelf pretty lightly. Let's see, I'm just gonna put a mirror here, I believe. Yeah, a mirror, and then a bench so that if anyone does need to talk to the people about any sort of anything having to do with the money or a legal problem, etc., they can sit here and wait. Just like a little bench area for people. Here I'm just changing out my lights a little bit because I was having a minor lighting issue. I put this that neon sign that says chill, which I thought was very fitting for a yoga retreat. And then I'm just gonna put some more decorations over here, a little clock and a radiator. And then let's see, we're gonna be back over here decorating the yoga space. Oh, I was having a minor like foundation platform issue, but I fixed it pretty quickly. And then let's see. I'm just gonna be putting down yoga mats a second. I know these are like beach towels, but like I don't have the spa day set or the spa day pack, so I don't actually have yoga mats, so I'm just gonna use these beach towels, which they pass, I feel like, as yoga mats, so, you know, whatever, it works. Big mirror, obviously, because I feel like mirrors like help with yoga, because you can see yourself doing the position, stuff like that. But also, I don't know what I'm talking about because I don't really do yoga, so I'm just assuming that a mirror would be helpful. And then this is a little area similar to the other area where there's like towels and a hamper and like an informational sign. This one I actually did put drinks down on. I found these little coffee cups in the debug menu I thought looked cute. Putting in some lights, and then let's see, what am I doing? A little back path to the door for to the office. And I think that's everything here. I think I'm gonna put in a few more plants, and then I think that's it for the retreat. Let me know what you guys think of this. It was really, really fun to do. Definitely new for me to do like an all outdoor kind of space. But let me know if you would be interested in going to a retreat like this, if you have ever been to a yoga retreat, or if you're just someone who does yoga at home. Anyways, as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.